Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and today we're going to be talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, this is going to be a new thing that I'm trying to do here on the Just Crashing channel. My vloggy kind of just sit and talk kind of channel. But I've been wanting to do like movie reviews, TV show reviews, and just fun stuff on here, just anything that comes from my perspective. So we're going to be calling this Crash Tested. So like the content is the test dummy, and I'm checking it out for y'all. So fair warning, I'm going to be talking about spoilers. I'm going to talk about everything. I don't want to make two review videos. I will be talking about everything. If you haven't seen the movie, do not watch this video. I'm going to talk about what's in the trailers. I'm going to talk about the plot. I'm going to talk about how it ends. I'm going to talk about everything. Spoiler warning. Fair warning. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into it. First of all, I want to say that I think that this movie is phenomenal. Probably one of my favorite MCU movies entirely. 100% Tom Holland's best Spider-Man performance. And wow, the writing and the characters in this movie were phenomenal. Right out of the gate, Willem Dafoe, as reprising his role as the Green Goblin, steals the show for me. He makes the movie. He is truly, undeniably the main villain of the movie, which is, it's beautiful. It's chef's kiss, I think the reason why this movie is going to be held in such high regard for people probably in my age range, my generation, is because we're getting every Spider-Man movie that I've seen and loved most of them. I really did love all of them. And we're meeting new Spider-Man, and it just brings it all together. This movie is going to have a lot of sentimental value for people my age. The younger audience may not even like it as much. They may think it was cool, but it was amazing. It was really, really good. Alfred Molina, I believe his name is, as Doc Ock. Crazy to see. Some new angled writing for Jamie Foxx's Electro is nice. But definitely I think that a few of the characters kind of go underserviced, and that's natural, right? Like, it's a pet peeve, or it's a nitpick, but it's natural when you have a character that has this many, or a movie that has this many characters in it, just naturally. I think, if I'm being honest, the first act of the movie kind of drags a little bit. The whole like forced plot of like, oh, my friends, like, they knew they're associated with me and now they can't get into college, like that, it all drags. It drags the relationship between Happy and Aunt May. It drags. It's all plot devices to get us to the purpose of the movie, which is Peter has to do this incredibly stupid thing of getting Doctor Strange to make the spell happen, and all of that didn't really land for me that well. But it was divisive enough, and it worked to get us to the second and the third act, which I think from like somewhere during the second act of the movie onward, the movie became a perfect movie. Like, everything that happened, the pacing, everything was amazing. I have one really big complaint. I have a specific complaint and then one really big complaint, and I'm going to go ahead and touch on the big complaint. Dude, some of the like, this movie was emotional, it was heartfelt, it had great writing, the characters were phenomenal, it was serious, the tone was darker at certain times, and then they still just do their Marvel comedy thing, and it just, like, I don't know, that's probably just a me thing, but it just like kills it for me sometimes when like something feels so good and serious and then they throw a joke at it, and it just kind of crushes it for me a little bit. But I think that the movie is still phenomenal despite that. Yeah, I cried 3 or 4 times seeing this movie. I've seen it twice now. Phenomenal scenes. The coming full circle with Tom Holland not having an origin story scene in this universe, to losing Aunt May and having her drop the famous line, "With great power comes great responsibility." It is like all of what we've seen for Spider-Man led to his true origin, right? Because every Spider-Man movie, every Spider-Man story we've had, Uncle Ben dies. He says the famous line, he dies, and Spider-Man's out on his own. But we got a Spider-Man that was thrown in, and now we're getting his origin, right? Like, in a weird way, we're now getting his origin because nobody knows who he is. Nobody remembers Peter Parker, and he's just out there doing his thing now. I love that he got his own place. I'm a little all over the place with this review. I love that he has his own place. He's doing his Tobey Maguire using of the police scanner, the police radar for his thing. But talking about Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire in this movie, of course we knew they were going to be in it. Amazing. It was great how they introduced him. I loved every second of it. It was fun. It was funny. Again, maybe a little too much comedy here and there for me. But the moments in this movie were so good. The emotional moments. I think Aunt May, Aunt May's death hit me really hard, but Andrew Garfield saving MJ. Oh my God, dude. I needed that so bad because these characters were continuations of characters that we didn't get to see. We didn't get to see them move on in their Spider-Man career, but they did in a sense. And, you know, to see him right that wrong, so to speak, or, you know, save MJ in a way that he couldn't save Gwen Stacy. Dude is perfect, man. So perfect. The movie was phenomenal. Go see it. I think that they did right by a lot of characters. Some of the side villains, they didn't really get much time. And it, like I said, it is what it is. I don't really care. I think Green Goblin, Doc Ock were amazing. The setup for future Spider-Man is great, like, because it can go anywhere, it can go wherever it wants. And then, of course, setting up, you know, the multiverse of madness with Doctor Strange too. That's going to be awesome. Looking forward to that. And then the mid-credit scene with Venom, you know, that's good. We have a symbiote. It's connected to the hive mind. It knows that, you know, they don't like Peter Parker. It's going to find either this world's version of Tom Hardy to be Venom, or it's going to find a new Venom, right? It's going to find someone to make Venom to face off against Peter. So that's really exciting. The future seed has been planted there for the Venom versus Spider-Man story that we have yet to have. But man, what a great movie. I think the editing and the pacing at certain times was not great. I think the comedy at certain times was not great. But outside of that, second to third act, strong, super strong, phenomenal movie. Great runtime for a movie like this too. This was like an Avengers Endgame level movie for Spider-Man, which is awesome. Really, really awesome, because it just was so nostalgic and so great, and the writing was phenomenal, and I loved it. So if I have to give a rating, which I don't know if I should do, I'm thinking like 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, I'll probably never give a movie a 10, because there's no such thing as like a perfect movie, and I think that that's the point of trying to score something. But some of the things that didn't really land for me pull it down. I'm thinking like solid 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10, like I said, somewhere in that range. Really, really good movie. Go see it. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what you're doing watching this, because I just spoiled it all for you. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. It was, man, it was a crazy movie. I really did enjoy it, and it was awesome. So, as always, friends, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like and a sub on this channel if you're new here. I'd appreciate it. I'm a gamer boy that wants to do a little bit of everything. So, much love to y'all. So, as always, friends, see you on the next video. Peace. Take care.